So we pretend that we have like theme music in our head.
Right.
And
Did you see me? I was counting down.
it's got, oh shoot, did I mute you? Wait, hold on. There you go. Okay, what were you
I
saying?
am. I said, as long as we both do it, then it's okay. Because I
Yeah, then they
definitely was
believe
grooving
it.
to my own theme song.
So then everybody else is like, oh, I wonder my audio.
Right? Let me go and turn this up. Can you?
That was funny. So, hey, what up, y'all? Welcome to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. We're two real life cousins here to talk about the stuff that we thought was normal, but was actually the recipe for family dysfunction. We're on a mission to unpack it all, share our stories, help others find their voices when it comes to healing and mental health. And we invite y'all along on this journey of self discovery, laughter, and hopefully y'all get some healing out of this.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
So my name is Kim, and I forgot my poem in the room,
Oh. She said I had a poem prepared.
so I'm gonna freestyle.
There we go. Here we go.
Hello. Wait. My name is Kim, and I am in the beautiful country of Colombia, where I sit on balconies and watch the clouds roll by. And okay, I'm done. I don't really have too much.
I was gonna be your backup dancer. I was ready.
I saw the liturgical dance coming. I was here for it. But yeah, so my name is Kim. I am I do a lot of things, but the thing that's centered in my spirit right now is the fact that I live in Colombia and it's very quiet here, but also still a lot to get used to. So I'm excited to be here.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bah, 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 bah. I'm feeling silly. I'm Talonda.
Here for it.
I've done my House of Jackson first to her name thing a couple times. But you know, it is. If you saw it, feel free to look back at it before. I am discovering who I am is what I'm doing. I can usually be found here at the house, which is why I'm having trouble discovering who I am because right now it's just a parent to Sarah, a little pit bull mix, who you guys will probably hear because I did not give her her bone,
Oh
and
my
then two
goodness.
cats that were screaming their heads off earlier today because they were hungry and they know what time it is. So I had to run to PetSmart, which does not open until 10 o'clock on Sunday, which is very crazy.
That's so
So
inconvenient.
very much so. I had to go to Rouse's and they're not used to Rouse's food. But otherwise, I was not going to make it on the show because my cats would have killed me. But
Heard.
here I am.
You made it.
I
You
made it.
are here and ready. Okay, so I am trying to. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I am trying to share this here on the interwebs and
Yes,
such.
the www.
Yes, so that people can join us. But as you all are coming in, please do say hi. Please do let us know where you are watching from
Yes.
and all of that good stuff so that we can celebrate you and know like who's hanging out
Creeping.
with us here. So we kind of started talking before because we do that.
That's what we do.
Before we started going live, and I was like, what? Hold on a
This is the
moment.
show.
We need to save this for the show. And one of the things that you were about to tell me was I had asked you if I told you about my hot flash
Yes,
story because I was putting my fan on right here because I got a little personal desktop fan situation. You feel me? Because what had happened at one time cannot ever happen again. And I'm not gonna synopsize it completely, but I'm gonna just give just a couple. I don't even want to call them highlights because they wasn't highlights. Just a little summary. Just a little summary. Basically, what had happened was I was going to the park And then my stomach had started hurting, and I had just thought that I had to go to the bathroom, but it actually wasn't just going to the bathroom. It was like drenching, pouring sweat, hot flash, bathroom combination in a public bathroom with no toilet seats. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm. It was tragic. You
That is a
understand?
nightmare in
Bruh, I
all
still
replicable
have
ones.
nightmares about it. Like I still will wake
Mm,
up out of my sleep like, I don't know
too
how you
much.
got through it, sis, but you did. But you were about to tell me that you felt like you had a situation
Yes, I
that
had
occurred.
something, and I was like, "What is going on?" So I, I went on this excursion trying to find some oysters. First off, New Orleans
Okay.
problem. Found the oysters. Realized I don't know how to shuck oysters, so I
I
couldn't
was
get
about to
into
ask,
them.
like, were you looking for char grilled oysters? You was looking for raw
No, I
oysters.
was looking for raw oysters,
Okay.
and so found the oysters, procured the oysters. Yay! Thank you to the interwebs for showing me what to do with them once I got them home.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was its own thing. But then I decided, oh, I want to broil some. So I was gonna shuck them, make a little garlic butter, do that, like whole nine, whatever, right?
You was
Put
feeling
them in, do
fancy.
I was feeling fancy. You know, every once in a while a bug get up my butt and I'll be like, oh, I need to cook something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm cooking, everything's great. Okay, food's done. I plate it up. I go sit it on the table. I threaten the dog with her life if she touched my oysters. You know, get my wine. I'm ready. All of a sudden, I'm like, flush. It felt like flame on. I was like, there were no other words. I was like, why do I feel like this? And it wasn't hot in the house. Like, I wasn't standing in front of the oven. I wasn't standing over the plate. Like, but I felt like I was hot and sweaty and just wet, and it was just gross. And I was like, this cannot be. This cannot be it. I am too young for whatever this foolishness
It's
is right
foolishness.
now. But
How
like,
long did it
and then it
last?
was gone. It was probably maybe 5 minutes, but that feels like
That's a
an
long time.
eternity
That's a
of
long
just
time.
being hot. And you know, being hot is my like kryptonite. Like I
I
can be a
know.
lot of things, but hot is not one of them. Oh, Jesus on the cross. But yeah, that was bad. So I don't know what that is, and whatever I have to take to make that never happen again, sign me up. I am a fan. So, well, I don't know if anybody in the comment, if anybody in the comments knows what to do for that, please let me know because your girl is struggling.
It's trash. It is absolute trash. Like so that was your first time like knowingly being like, okay, all
What
right.
the hell is this?
What
Yes.
is I don't like it.
Oh,
I don't want it. I don't like
I didn't
it. And
want it. I didn't like it
I
at all.
understand. I am very much, and I don't know if there are any guys in here, and they like saying to themselves,
Yeah, they're like,
why
what
did
the
y'all open
hell?
the show
This
with
this
this,
is the
right?
episode you told me to come watch.
This is a part of life. Okay, this is a part of life at this age of being over 40. And honestly, we don't talk about it enough, right? So I feel like it does
Right.
like come with like layers of embarrassment, but
Mm.
also like so many layers of misinformation
So
because we don't be knowing. And you sit here
they
like,
spend years telling you, hey, your cycle's gonna start. This is what it's gonna look like. This is what it's gonna feel like. For guys, they tell them like, hey, this is what happens as you go into puberty. But nobody tells anybody what happens on the other side. I don't know what
correct.
the non-puberty is called, but the other side of that of like what because you have men out here that will refuse to take their blood pressure medicine because they're like that don't make it work all the time, and I don't want to do that. So now they're trying to like half doses and all kind of
Right.
stuff. And I'm like, you gonna die, sir. And they say it's worth it.
They say, you know what, the other thing that I see with men a lot is them not accepting that their hair is leaving. And it's like,
I
so,
see it both ways because I see some who adopt it early. They
uh-huh.
realize it's not for me, and then they just bick it bald and roll with it. And
Yes.
then you see the ones that be holding on to the little bangs, and it's just like, let it go.
Not the band-aids.
The
Not
bang, just a little one right in the front, just a little strip. And it's like you can let it go, bro. We see it's not that. It's not that. It's all right. You have a great personality. Great personality.
that tickled me a little bit. But yeah, so I'm gonna just say for the record that bald heads are sexy.
Yes.
Okay. And they make y'all look younger. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
but also though this is a pet peeve of mine. I don't know how we got here, but here we are. Um I don't like a bald head and a bald face.
Oh yeah, that's a little serial killer like
It
mugshot
feels
vibe.
so
But
weird to
but I
me.
think also it's hard because now so many men have bald heads and big beards because that's just the
Right.
style now. And so seeing a bald face is often kind of jarring at
It
some point.
is jarring is the
But
word I was thinking.
yeah, but then when you pair it with a bald head, it is a bit
It's a
off-putting.
lot. It gives to me, it gives police.
Basically.
It gives
Police.
yeah, because often they don't usually have facial hair.
I mean, the ones out here all got facial. I feel
Well,
like,
you in New Orleans, so
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
she
I like them.
was she was like, NOPD be out here fine as all know what, you feel
There's
me?
NOPD in here. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh, she was like, pause. I want the record to reflect. Let me just go on record as having said.
Love
But
it.
yeah, so it's weird for me. And what's so funny is here in Colombia, a lot of men say that they don't like facial hair because it itches.
It itches.
But yeah, and I understand, but I was like, so listen though, you gotta like go through that part, you feel me? And then
To get to the good
condition
stuff.
to get to the good because you keep starting over. You know what I mean? You
Right,
got to
right.
you got
You
to
never
see it
get to
through.
the luxurious, like,
You got to see it through.
yeah.
Know.
Well,
So
some struggle because some say they don't connect
I
and they got to
know.
deal with that,
Now you know
things.
the other thing that I don't like though, and then I'm gonna get off of this because I don't even know how we got on it. Is the Beijing and the filling in of it and like the
Oh,
crisp
the
line
crisp,
that be leaving the ash
the white.
around.
Like, why do
I
they leave your skin? Why did they
what
leave your skin flakes? I feel like you should brush that off. Tell
why
your
we don't
barbers
moisturize
to
it
wipe
and make
that
it?
off.
I don't
But you know what it
understand.
is in real life is because now they like chalk it so they get these crisp angles in their little
Right.
thighs and stuff, so that's supposed to be the mark of, oh, I just got it done. But I'm just imagining you don't dermaplane your face and that's just your skin cells.
And you're just ashy. You're just ashy about the face, okay? And we need to get this fixed. All right, we need some
Oh
moisturizer to
man.
happen. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that and away with that trend. You understand? Just
Yeah.
away with it. I'm done. I'm over it. I've
Oh my
seen
god.
enough. But I was gonna tell you, speaking of moisturizers, so
Yeah.
I think that I'm gonna get into the market of creating my own like
Butters
shea
and such.
butters and hair things and such.
Oh.
Because granted, there are definitely curly haired people here in Colombia, but I don't want to be a product junkie. And
Mm.
I feel like in order for me to find the perfect, the perfect products here that are Colombian made, I would have to
Mm.
go through so many different types of products, and I'm not here for that.
Oh,
I
gotcha,
don't
gotcha.
want to do that. I don't like to collect the
It's
products.
definitely a journey to try to find.
Yeah. So I think that I really need to, and for me, the moisturizer is the biggest thing for my hair.
Hmm.
I think I want to start creating my own little mix so
Yeah.
that
Have you tried
my,
flaxseed oil or flaxseed gel? It looks easy to make.
no,
So
I
they
have
just say you
not.
take like flax seeds, water, boil it, let it cool off. It turns into a gel, like you strain it, and then it makes your hair all shiny and pretty and your curls pop and all the things. I don't know. I've never tried it, but it may be somewhere to start, and then you can figure out what you want to add to it or subtract or whatever.
Right. Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was looking at what I was looking at, jojoba oil or like avocado oil or like something like I
Mm-hmm.
definitely need to do something to moisturize my hair because I don't
But your
be
curls look good though. It don't look dry.
oh, but it is though.
I was like, one of our first comments was said that our hair looks fabulous. So I think,
Gracias, muchas gracias. Y también mi cabello es muy secado. My hair is very dry.
very
So
dry.
yeah. But this the other thing is, because I don't comb my hair every day. Like I don't know if that's like
Right.
taboo to say that, but I don't. I wake
I'm
up
like,
and I go about my life, and
I
then
do
every
that.
so often when I have to appear, in front of somebody, then I'm like, all right, let's go on and put this little head wrap on right quick and make a pineapple and call it a day.
Make it do. Make it do.
Yeah, so I've been
I don't
thinking
know.
about getting into that arena because
Hmm.
I'm feeling very creative lately
Oh,
and
good.
feeling like I need to be making things or like
Hmm.
even to your point of you making these chargrilled oyster or were they chargrilled?
Yes.
I'm sorry, they were chargrilled.
Well, I mean, they were broiled, so I
They
guess
were
we.
boiled. Okay.
I didn't put.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
close
just
enough.
broiled
Close
them.
enough. Close
But
enough.
I made a garlic butter, dill, lemony. It was good. It was
So I'm
good.
wondering, because I've also been on like this cooking tip lately, and one of the things, so the name of this is so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese, and yes, we do. Okay,
We
and
do.
we've
It's
discussed that
delicious.
extensively. We're not about to argue with y'all. Okay, it's delicious.
Cause we're right.
Try it. Okay, try it and change your life. But I'm wondering if you have tried any other recipes lately that you were kind of like. I did that right there. Or maybe there was one that failed and you were like, need to tweak that.
Like, oh, that was not it. Um, the last one that I think I told you about it when I was gonna make that fried rice, but I had nothing that I was supposed to have for fried rice. So it was, I mean, I did have day old rice, yay. Um, but all I had was like ground meat and like I had ponzu sauce, but not soy sauce. I had all like weird partial parts of these recipes, but I was like, I think I could still make fried rice. Well, but I put too much rice in it, didn't have a wok, so the rice wasn't crispy. So it's kind of so it's kind of soft. But mine never did. I don't know. Anyway, so it's kind of soft. It still tasted good, but it wasn't something that I was like, oh, I got to do that again. The oysters, though, I definitely want to do again because I did like this garlic butter with dill and lemon juice and lemon pepper with cayenne, whatever, and just kind of like dolloped it in the shells, put it in the broiler for like 7 minutes, took it out, did a little extra squeeze of lemon. It was phenomenal. I would add um, probably Parmesan next time if I do it again
Mm,
to give a little crust on the top. I think that would set it off.
hmm.
So that was good.
That sounds delicious. I wanted
Hmm.
to ask you about rice because it is something that I
Yeah.
suck at making.
Right?
Girl, I can't make rice to save my life. I be cooking it, but it don't be what it's supposed to be.
You do it on the stove or you do it in like a rice cooker?
I don't have a rice cooker. I don't have now. When I had a rice cooker, it came out great, right? Because you just set it and forget it. But like having to do it on the stove, I am horrible,
Really?
horrible at making rice. I mean, horrible. It is. It's not okay.
Is it
Like it's
gummy? Does it come? What
yes,
was wrong with it? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's gummy. So what that mean? That mean I didn't wash it enough?
No, you probably cooked it too long, or you had too
Oh,
much water in it and let it sit
oh.
in the water, so then it like
That's
sucks it up.
that's definitely probably what happened too, because I just be
Yeah,
putting water. I just be putting water
just
in it
some.
and
You
just
just put some in there, and
and
you can
that's
still
it.
do that, but then that means you have to like test the rice in between so you can pour it out and stop the cooking process if
Oh,
you don't want to measure. Because they'll tell you you want this much water above the rice in the pot.
oh yeah, I
You
be
know,
having way more
don't
than that. I
nobody.
just be putting some.
Yeah. Speaking of, I think I want a new tattoo, and they had somebody who they did it with a ruler.
A measuring. I saw that the other
I
day.
was like, how awesome and
But
how
what would you use
useful
it
would that
for?
be? Everything. I would measure everything at that point. For one, I'd be catching all these people lying about stuff, and then
Wait, draw that connection. How is the finger tattoo gonna catch people like
you know how.
that was funny.
Anyway, but I thought that was funny. I do need some more tattoos, and I saw that one. That one made me laugh. That one gave me the chuckles. I was like, you know what, you did the big thing that day.
I want another tattoo too, but I want it to be like custom designed. So
Mm.
like in my mind I have like these segmented ideas, but not necessarily a whole concept. It's like
Oh, okay.
I wanted to have this and this and that and this. So it's like I'm creating this
All the
ginormous
elements.
girl, who about to be sitting there for all of that
Chat
coloring and
GPT.
shade?
You look, put it in
Chat
Chat GPT.
GPT.
It'll design your tattoo.
Get
You can
out of
put
here.
like, yes, you can put like, say your name, New Orleans teacher, design a tattoo for me. And it'll give you an image that supposedly contains those things that you've put in it. So like you can put all your elements that you want and
Hey.
see what design it comes up with, and if any of it you like, you keep.
Okay, then artificial intelligence.
It's
I
coming for us.
haven't
Be
used
careful.
it. No, I haven't used it for like pictures and stuff. I've only used it
Mhm.
for um like when I have brain block and I just be like, give me
Oh,
some ideas for like whatever, whatever. I'm gonna have to go in there and try it out because I be over on Pinteresting
oh,
myself
see, and
to death.
I still can't. I try. It takes me to too many different places. It's like I don't know, something about how it's organized does not does not fit for me. It's very
Really?
weird. Yeah, I
Oh
can't
my
get into Pinterest.
God. I
TikTok,
love
on
it.
the other hand, I be on too long.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. It is. I used to call it a vortex because it does.
It
It
is.
can really
Sucks
like
you in,
trap you in there.
steals your time. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, like an embarrassingly long amount of time has passed, and you're like, oh, I've been on here for hours.
Yeah, that's how I had to do over there on the TikToks. I had to just I felt myself being trapped. But you know what? And I wasn't really watching nothing for real, except I have found a lot of pleasure in the Amazon store finds or whatever. They're like
Really?
five. Oh my God, it makes me so happy.
I don't know, why do I get so many ads? I get so mad. I'm like, if I see this scrubber brush one more time, but now it's like some leash thing that comes on. But I will say they did get me with the crisscross chair because I did buy that, which is
See?
phenomenal. I do love. But other than that, I'm over it. I'm like, I do not want to see this 1,000 times.
My Amazon list is long as hell because I'm in this new apartment, right? So in my mind, I was like, I should create a wish list for some of the things that I want or some of the things that I need for my apartment, right? Just like small
Right.
conveniences and such. So that's how it started, right? So I'm watching the Amazon products that you need to have, right? Or whatever, however many they are. So I started like making this list, and that's how I started. But then I got obsessed. So then I was just like watching, because a lot of them do be the same. So you got to keep going through them to find the new ones, right? Then after that, I got to go over to Amazon. I got to add it to my list. And I was like, girl, you are out of control, ma'am. Ma'am,
Wow.
you are out of control. So I had to go cold turkey on the TikTok. Um, I ain't been over there in like it's been a minute. It's probably
Really?
almost been a month that I
Oh
have
my
not
God.
been over there on the TikToks because
No.
I don't know how to stop.
I called Marlene. I called her and she didn't answer.
Hmm.
So then I texted her. I'm like, watch my TikTok.
You made a
She's
TikTok?
no, just the stuff I sent her. So the stuff that
Oh,
I find hilarious that has like tears coming out of my eyes, and I
uh-huh.
need somebody else to enjoy this with me. But she's
Ah,
notorious for not watching them. And so I
oh.
called her to be like, you better watch these. I'm sending them to you.
Do
She's
you
like, I'm
also,
setting.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, no, she was just like, I'm taking a test. And I'm like, well, watch my TikTok. It's like, all right,
My,
bye.
my TikToks are so
I'm
much
like,
more
that's
important
all
than
I
your
wanted. I
test.
didn't want to tell you anything. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted you to look at these because they're funny.
So, do you require individual reactions and responses to the TikToks that you
No,
send?
no, but I feel like if you watched it, you would respond.
Uh-huh.
So all while I'm not requiring it, if I don't get any, I feel like you didn't see them.
You
You
feel
couldn't
some
have
type
seen
of
them
way.
because
Clearly,
I
you
was
didn't watch
in
it.
tears. I was in tears. Like they, I'm gonna describe this one to y'all. So they
Okay.
have this trend going out now where you try to match the eating pace of your partner. So if it's a chick, she's trying to match the eating pace of her boyfriend, and if it's the boyfriend, he's trying to match the pace of his girlfriend. But your partner doesn't know this. Girl, hilarious. This guy, bless his heart, they're sitting in the car with Chick-fil-A. He's ready. She's talking about she got to set up her phone. She's getting her sauce. He's just sitting there, visibly like in pain. And he's like, "So you like cold food?" And she's like, "No, who likes cold food?" He's like, "Yeah, me either. I was just
I
asking."
was just
And so
wondering.
then she like takes a bite. She couldn't get her sauce open, so he has to help her open the sauce packet. And so he's like, "Here you go." And so she takes a little fry and dips it in and like bites it in half. And he like looks at her with such disgust. So then he's like, she said, "Oh look, I don't know, the cheese doesn't look melted on the sandwich." He's like, "You should taste it. You should taste it and see if it's melted." So then she takes a bite. So he finally gets to take a bite of his sandwich, and she's like, she sets it down. He's like, "What are you doing?"
You
You
gotta
should
heat it
take
up a little
another
bit.
bite. And she's like, "No, no, no." And he grabs the drink to drink it. He looks so mad. He's like over it. Then she starts talking, and he's like, "Can you just eat?" But anyway, that's the guy one. And then the girl one, he is like shoveling food in his
Yes.
face as fast as possible. And you just see her visibly scared
Why do they
that
do
he's going
that?
to choke. I don't know, but it's like they're chewing and drinking and like stuffing a frying at the same time. It's like how? How are you
How?
breathing right now? And then
Chew
he eventually
your
like looks.
food.
No, they are not chewing. Well, you know I don't chew half the time either. So, so like, when he finally realizes she is struggling, he's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm trying to eat like you.
And it's hilarious. Stupidest stuff. But I mean, I laughed for way longer than any person should have laughed. It was hilarious.
Because
But yeah,
why do guys do that? Like, why do I need y'all to
so
answer in the
fast. Like
comments?
someone's gonna take it from them. Like for
Relax.
any guys out there, do y'all feel like someone's gonna take the food from you so you have to inhale it that quickly? Or like do you taste it?
I be concerned because I
Listen.
be feeling like, how are you tasting? So, for instance, I was eating with somebody the other day, and I was like observing this, right? I didn't know about this trend. But I was observing the speed and veracity with which you are attacking this food, right? And I'm old girl, right? So I gotta
Right.
have everything set up. I got to have my sauces, okay? Because I'm not trying to get up again after
Right,
this,
right, right,
right?
right,
So I
right,
gotta
right.
have everything settled, right? Make sure it's the right temperature. We got our napkins. I got if I'm watching stuff, like we gotta have everything set up, okay? So dude was like, sir, 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 sir. I need you to relax. Like, and I don't know if I'm more sensitive to it because I have choked so many
Right,
times,
right, right. True, true. You
but
do have more
like,
patience.
I be thinking because I don't feel like my esophagus is that big. I really don't. I feel like it is very tiny and it just only allows so much food to go down at a time. So I'm in
Right.
amazement and wonder at how you are. I'm talking. I wish I had a fork over here. Fork. Relax. I need to understand. We need to understand why y'all be doing that. Okay? Because calm
Oh,
down. Nobody
right.
is taking your food. You
Nobody's
are
gonna
not
take it.
in danger of being like starved. Relax. Relax.
I used to think it was more conditioned to how people were raised. Like if you had siblings and your siblings were always like taking food off your plate or whatever, or y'all were like play fighting or whatever. But apparently it's like male versus female. Like, and it's
It's
not
not.
even saying that, oh, we're talking, so we're eating slower, but I don't know. It's something.
They be
It's something
focused on the
to
mission.
consider.
Like seriously focused. Meanwhile, my psychologist is like, I want you to like take your time and
Languish,
enjoy.
chew,
Listen to the
feel,
birds, feel all the
mindful eating.
seasoning.
Yes.
Yes.
Check in with your body as you're
Yes.
processing it.
Because
Yeah.
then after you do all of that scarfing, then you walk around here talking about, oh, I ate too much. Well, if your ass would have
I'm
slowed down.
full.
If you
Right.
would have
You
slowed
you
down,
didn't
then you
give
would
your
have get.
body time to tell you that you're done eating.
Come on. Come on. Were you here for
if
the
you
conversation?
if you focus on the bites and the chewing and the flavor and the whole nine, you'll probably only eat half of your food. Because by the time you're done, you're like, oh, you know what? I feel good. I'm full, but I'm not stuffed, and I have leftovers. So they
But
did not get
I
that
do
message.
understand when you say like for the conditioning because growing up we had to clear our plates.
Yes, you had to clean.
And that is a trauma that sis is still
It's a real
recovering
thing.
from.
It's a real
Okay.
thing.
It
It
is.
There are times I will tell my mom to this day, like she'll be eating and I can see that she's full, and I'm like, you don't have to finish that.
You
Like
don't.
you don't have to.
I
You
don't
don't
and
have
I
to.
don't care how little it is. It could be 2 bites. I'm
Exactly.
gonna have
It can
them
be
two
two.
bites later.
Or if it has to go in the trash, it has to go in the trash. Like
Or that.
you have to be you have to be all right. You have to be all right with just saying, I don't need the rest of it.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it was a thing. It was a thing. It was like I made this plate. Like you didn't get to choose what you were gonna eat. Like there was no menu option. Like this is what's for dinner, and you're going to eat it all. Period.
Yes. Yeah, she said not the trash. Yes. Throw it. It's done. You're finished.
It's okay.
It's
You're
over.
finished with it. You
So
are finished with it.
what would you say? Well, I know we got a lot of them. So Kev on stage had did this post one time and he was like, what like food trauma do you have, right? And I had a
Uh,
list. A list. I think I know what your first one that you're gonna say, but I'm gonna see what you're gonna say and see if it's gonna be it. What would you say was a torture meal growing up? And the newsflash, it was not syrup on grilled cheese, just so y'all know that
Absolutely not, because
that
that
was
was a
the
delicacy.
delight. Okay,
Delicacy.
delicacy. What would you say was a meal that you were like, I can't do this?
Just anything with okra in it. Like if it was, then she would do greens and okra, and that was just not right. And to this day, like if I see an okra seed, there are a total of two gumbos that I will eat that have okra in it, and Earl makes one of them because he puts okra in his. But
Earl
it's
is my
like,
dad, y'all.
yes,
He saved my life. He saved
oh,
my food life. But go ahead, I'll talk about that in a minute. Go ahead.
but yes, his is one of the gumbos I will eat with okra in it. Otherwise, I'm not touching it. Like I just, and it's not. I know that there are correct ways to cook okra. It's not to say that she did okra wrong. It was just I don't like okra. Now, what I can eat though is pickled okra for some
Okay.
strange reason. I'm okay
Really?
with that. I'm all right with that. But like
Fried?
fried okra,
No.
sauteed, mm-mm. And as much as I love shrimp, when they do shrimp and sausage and okra, it hurts my heart because
Yeah, you done messed it
I
up.
can't even get past. I
Blech.
can't get past it. Like yeah, exactly that part.
We
That part
used
right
to
there.
get in so much trouble, y'all, when we were kids behind this okra. So I was gonna say okra as well, and it was
I,
okra and red beans.
oh,
And I like
repeat
red
it.
beans in New Orleans. You eat red beans every Monday, right? That's like the standard or whatever. And we would have to eat red beans with slimy okra. And I just me and Kalana would be in protest. So I want to know, we have another cousin, Casey, who isn't here with us, but we all had
She's
a
not dead. She's just not on
yeah,
the.
yeah, she just not on the screen. Oh Lord, mean to kill her off? No, she's very
You
much
have took
alive.
Casey out the
She,
game.
she's very much alive. We're gonna have to try to get her on here with us one time. But
Uh,
I bring Casey up because we all had a strategy for how we would get out of eating food that we didn't want to eat. Okay. So I want to remember what your strategy was for your face.
I don't even know. I remember y'all. Yours used to just make me laugh because I thought that was worse. Like just holding it.
I'm not swallowing this. Bruh.
Or
My mama used
Kim would
to
be Kim would sit across the table from me, just holding food in her cheeks. Her plate would be full, but her plate would be empty. But all of the food would be in her mouth. She did not swallow it at all. Which
sitting just like
that's
this.
just sitting there, cheeks full.
This will
Our other
not
cousin,
go down my throat.
she's
I'm
like, I'm
not
not
doing.
doing it. You
I
cannot make
think
me.
I think I was waiting until like I felt like it
They
was a
turned around.
standoff. Yeah, I felt like it was a standoff. Like if I hold it long enough, then you're gonna be like, get your ass up from the table. I can go to the bathroom, I can spit it out. I'm done. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, except our parents did they didn't negotiate with terrorists. So
So guess what would happen? You
you're
gonna
like,
sleep at that table.
you
I
gonna
used to
sleep
be
at the
like,
table. You be asleep at the table.
and good night. I'm not eating this. I'm not
If
eating
that's the
it.
option, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go to bed right here.
That's fine. I am
Oh,
not eating
mm-mm.
this.
I
I'm
couldn't
not
do it. I
doing
couldn't do
it.
it.
And my list is long, right? So my list was like
Wait, hold on.
okra.
This girl is
Okay,
chewing
no worries.
something.
So y'all see, she fancy girl. Y'all see, Kalana got a back out and such. But so my list was okra. We used to have to eat canned mackerel. So this is the thing, okay? My mama can't cook. All right,
Wait,
I'ma
what did
just
you
say,
say?
I'm huh?
Did you say canned mac and cheese?
No, canned mackerel.
Oh, actually used to like canned mackerel.
No, I
Mackerel and
don't.
rice with mayonnaise.
Ah, 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 ah. Canned mackerel, I don't want it. Goddamn, what the days wieners and red gravy
Oh no, I
with
didn't like that.
so wieners and red gravy, y'all, is hot dogs cut up with red. The red gravy is the tomato sauce and tomato paste that comes in the can. Okay, not already
Yes.
seasoned. Okay, just red sauce. Okay, might have a splash of salt in there, or might have too much. Like it just depends
Uh,
on the day. Okay.
the ancestors tell you when to stop.
Well, my mama's ancestors, they wasn't really communicating too much. It was it was a give or take. It was a give or take. And also over rice.
Yes.
No. No. Also, let me run down the rest because I gotta lie. I gotta lie. And then I want you to answer that question. Okay. So the wieners and red gravy, the mackerel and rice. We used to have to eat scrambled egg and rice. Okay.
But
Um
do you know that people love that though?
I've
Like
heard.
people love it.
I've
Now
heard.
here's the thing, because that was another one that I did not do. The egg and rice, I just
Yeah, it was hard.
something about it wasn't right. But when I tell you somebody made some not the other day, but I've had some since, and it was actually really good. And I was like, maybe I just didn't have the right egg and rice.
And it was just the eggs and
I
rice.
like shrimp fried. I like shrimp fried rice.
Yeah.
So
with
it
some other
could stand
seasonings.
to reason that maybe it was just the preparation.
Definitely the preparation was the issue. I'm certain. I'm absolutely 100% certain that the
Love you, ma.
preparation was the reason. But what else? What it was? Black eyed peas. I don't want them. I don't
Good
want
luck
to
or
eat
not.
them. I don't care about this luck. Greens, I'm not eating greens. You know why? Because it's juicy
I'm not a greens
grass.
person.
It's juicy grass. And I don't want it. And I don't
Now
care
I
who
like
made it.
greens. I'm just not gonna look for them. But I've had good greens. But
I don't want to
they're
see
never
them.
gonna be something that I'm gonna ask you to make for me.
I don't want to ask for them. I don't want to look for them. I don't want them in my mouth. Okay? I don't like it. I
Juicy
don't like,
grass.
and then they so juicy, and then you have your cornbread, and now my cornbread smell
No,
like
I don't
ranch.
want my cornbread to touch it. I don't. When people say they want the juices to mingle and all
What?
the, no,
It
thank
ruins
you.
it.
No, I want my cornbread to be cornbread, and I'm not like a don't let my food touch person. But that's like gumbo and potato salad. That's like people who put potato salad in their gumbo. I
Now,
can't.
I have had that.
No. Mm-mm. Don't do that.
You know what I discovered though is a lot of people, some people don't eat, they don't like potato salad at all.
Which is odd.
It is so
Because
odd.
there's so many variations of it that there has to be one version of potato salad that rocks your world. Except my mom puts apples in hers, and yes.
Are you old?
Which is funny because she didn't always do that. That was not the potato salad that I grew up with. Yes, apples, apples, girl, and is like excited about them.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. She said, don't knock it.
Look,
I don't want no parts. No parts of apples in a potato. And look, T. Stephanie, like, T. Stephanie, we need assistance. No, no. No. So, but this is a
oh,
deal breaker for me in the potato salad. Did I ever let you answer that question? This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let you. I'm all over the place. So this is a deal breaker for potato salad for me. Don't put no onions and no celery in my potato salad. You understand me? I don't want nothing crunchy in here but these pickles. You feel
mm,
me? Or maybe if you
mm.
put some jalapenos in there, I'm here for that. But
Oh, no, that's
celery and onions? Uh-uh. I can't do it.
I can do them. I can do them, but I don't want them chunky. Like, because the flavor of them is fine in potato
Don't
salad.
want
I'm
the
okay. Look
flavor.
at your face. But like, if it's like fine enough or small enough, I'm okay with that. But funny enough, my dad does his potato salad with red onions and like chunky
Okay.
red onions,
Mm.
and that's actually pretty good. It wasn't something that I had before, but it was really good. But everybody got as long as it don't have no raisins in it and no apples, sorry ma, then I'm good. I want mustard, I want salt, I want pickles for sure. Get fancy and put some olives in there. I'm not mad at
Okay.
that. Like
Okay.
I want potato salad. If I make it, it doesn't have onions and celery in it. But if yours has onions and celery, I can do it just small.
I don't want it. I don't. If I taste it in there, I'm out. I am out. Okay, so what was your method? My method was holding food in my mouth. I'm
Yes.
not swallowing it. What was your method for getting out of eating stuff that you didn't like?
Well, back then though, I was more like Mikey. So y'all would normally be like, "Give it to Kalanda, she'll eat it." So I feel like I ate a lot of the food,
Uh
but
huh.
the stuff that I didn't like, I probably just powered through it. Cause
Oh,
like it wasn't so much food. Like I hate milk. I cannot do milk. As a baby, I was a Similac kid. Like from the beginning, I was like, keep that over that. But your parents make you drink milk, and they're like, drink
yeah.
it. So I would do one of two things. I would either get the milk and chug it, and then chase it with water, so I didn't taste it, or wait till they turn their back and then go take it to the bathroom and throw it like in the toilet. Cause I couldn't do it. It always tastes bad. It always smelled bad. Like I like dry cereal. Like I want this much milk in my cereal, and like the rest, like I'm not. When people were drinking the,
I know.
no, no,
So in
no,
school, I would think we had this conversation one time, but I want to rehash it. So in school, you didn't drink the milk with your school lunch? Never.
never.
And also, you said that y'all didn't have the milk in the bags.
Yeah, the milk bag.
Y'all had cartons?
Yes, and sometimes we had chocolate milk. I did like chocolate milk,
Okay.
but yes,
I
there was never milk in the bag at a school I went to.
Yeah, we had the milk in the bag. And I remember when we switched over from cartons to the milk in the bag, and I thought it tasted so much cleaner. I was like, oh, it tastes so much cleaner than in the carton. Because I think somebody had told me at one point that rats run over the
There were,
glue on the
oh,
carton. That was enough. You ain't got
yeah.
to tell me nothing else. Okay, I'm done. But then we got the plastic bags, and I was like, oh, this is so clean. But then when I started teaching and I saw my students and how they would treat them plastic bags of juice and milk, and they throw them all around and hands all over it. Take me out, coach. Take me out.
Like,
I don't
no,
want none of it.
no, no, no,
None of
uh,
it.
no.
Eek, eek.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so I
So
think I just powered through. I threw it away. I
I
don't know.
remember you throwing it away
Casey just threw it under the
under
under
the
the
damn
table
table. Casey
and just
ass
left it there.
used to just be like, and I'm finished. I used to be sitting
Like,
there like, how this heifer got done
how?
with all of this whole Thuda shit under the damn
Under
table?
the table.
Oh my
Gangster.
God. It was a
Oh,
lot. So I also the other day was thinking about, I was talking to somebody about vacation, right?
uh-huh.
And I was telling them how we used to always go to Panama City for
And
vacation.
they put that charge
And
on.
what you say?
They put that charge on us.
So I don't really remember what happened with the pork chops.
I
Okay.
don't know what happened with the pork chops either, but I know we got the charge for the pork chops. So we would go to Panama City, right? And we would stay in these condos, and it was like four to six families, but it
Families.
was a
Yeah.
big group.
Yeah.
It was a big group of us, and we would just go to the beach, like just hang out. They would cook. The food was phenomenal all day, whatever. The adults had fun because they knew all the kids was in one spot, so they thought. And then
I want to come back to that. Go ahead.
so they thought, so they went out and they turned up and they had fun and we had fun. It was a great time. Well, one night they had made this huge dinner because again, it's four to six families, so that's a lot of food they gotta cook. They made these pork chops. Okay, cool. Pork chops were great. I already ate whatever. There were leftovers. Well, then apparently there were no more leftovers, and they were like, "Y'all ate the pork chops," and we're like, "But we didn't, though." Like, so, but they wholeheartedly believed that like we were the main culprits in these pork chops disappearing, and we had nothing to do with it because we weren't even in the apartment.
That part. Do you remember? Was this the same year that we hopped the fence to try to go
Top the
see?
fence, yes, and then we had to scramble back because they were
We
there. Yes.
saw. Okay, y'all. So we're in Panama City. If you've ever been to Panama City, like there's a strip, right? And we were staying somewhere near Shipwreck Island, right? I don't know if that's
Yes.
still there, but if anybody's familiar with Panama City, this was around that time. So the reason we jumped the fence is because the resort was gigantic, right? So
Huge.
like to come in and out the gate or whatever, you had to like have a car. Like there was no way. And we were young. We were, I don't know, 13, 14, 12. Who knows?
If that. Yeah. Right.
If that. So in our minds, it made so much more sense. If we're gonna break
Let's
out of
go.
this apartment, why don't we just hop the fence? So it was
Right here.
it was us, and then my dad's brother, so my uncle used to have boys with him. So like it was a slew of us, right? So they helped us hop the fence and all that kind of stuff. We living our best life. Okay. We out here on the strip, baby, at nighttime. You feel
Just
me? Out
walking
here seeing
around.
the things,
Just
honey.
seeing
We
stuff. Just seeing stuff. Ain't got
it's
no
spring
money. And we on spring break.
Then we walk in and we see our parents and the adults.
Getting back over the fence was not as easy.
Had to run back, hop back over the fence. Okay, get back into the apartment and then pretend like nothing happened. So then they get there and we catch this charge about these pork chops. It definitely wasn't us. It definitely
It was
wasn't
not
us
us.
because we wasn't even in here.
We
So,
weren't there. But we couldn't say that.
correct. So it was like, but it wasn't though. It really wasn't. It really wasn't
Like I
us.
can just say it wasn't me.
That's it. That is it. But this the thing. This the other thing that I was thinking about. So you remember when we used to on our way back, right? We would stop in Fort Walton Beach.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was telling the person, they were like, yeah, do you like to go to the beach? And I was like, I hate the beach. I hate the
Right.
beach. I have hated the beach since I was a child. Like, I don't like the beach. So they were like, at all? And I was like, no, I don't. As a matter of fact, when we used to go on vacation and they would force us to stop at Fort Walton Beach while they went on
Yes.
the beach and play. My bad.
Wasn't us. Was
We didn't
not
eat
us.
them pork chops. I just want to say we didn't eat. We just let the record reflect that we didn't eat the pork chops. But
Oh,
so we would we would stop in Fort Walton Beach, and Kalanda and I would be like, "Let me tell you one thing that ain't finna happen. We ain't about to go on that beach,
we're not getting in
okay?
the sand.
We're not doing it." So there was like this watchtower that was in the parking lot, and our parents would leave us in this watchtower hours for hours
Hours, hours.
because we are not going down there on that beach. And they down there playing volleyball and like
Living
doing
a life. Football. They're in the water. It was
having
a
a
great time.
blast.
Last. We were reading, just laying up there, just not in the sand,
Sleep.
having a blast.
Do
Anything,
but wait, do
girl.
you remember that one time that man was up there and he was telling us about how to outrun an alligator?
Yes. Telling us that it was like zigzag. When once you get older, you realize alligators can like climb fences, so you was gonna die anyway. Um, but somebody realized he was out there talking to us. I think it was your mom because they like sent somebody to come get us.
Oh, I don't remember
Yeah,
that. I just remember
I feel
because
like
it
they
was
made
just
us.
this strange man. Like that was because this was our spot. Like we every year
Right,
we
we were
did
here.
this.
Right,
We're gonna
this
be
is
in the
the spot.
watchtower at this particular day. So what are you doing here, sir?
That's
And
crazy.
I feel like he was up there taking a nap or something, and then he was
I don't know
like,
what he was doing,
"Y'all
but
know
we
how
had
to
no business
outrun the."
there with him. We had no business up there. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we
But
had to
to
be
this
like
day, like
that.
I used to hate the beach, but now I love the beach. So much
Really?
so, love it. Like even the sand, but I think like the time in San Diego, because when I got to San Diego, I was like, I don't like the beach. There's sand there, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'll just go to the pool. I just like the water. Girl, I got so used to like just laying out in the sun and, achieving my chocolate goddessness.
Facts.
So much so, what was it? It was one day this week, maybe Thursday. I like laid out this little mat thing in my backyard, put my SPF 4 on. You know? I got a base. That's the only way I'm gonna get darker. You can't put too much SPF on. You lucky I'm not using olive oil. You remember they
Oh
used to
my
bathe us
God.
in olive oil? Anyway, I laid out, had my wine, had my cigar, my music, and like laid on my patio for like three
Nice.
hours and just like flipped every 20 minutes so I could get some color because I'm
Yes.
not near a beach. So
Yeah.
yes, it changed, but I did in the beginning. I did not like the beach at all,
I don't
at
want
all.
it. I don't like
Oh,
it.
you remember
The
that time
last
your mama let us get in Lake Punching Train?
with them slimy ass steps,
Oh, and the dead fish. Oh,
with them
oh, I was
slimy ass algae green ass steps.
let us. I got in so much trouble because I went under the water, and I think my mom had like just done my hair or something.
Oh.
Oh, girl.
But this is the thing. This is what I want to understand, okay? This is to the black parents. All right. Why y'all set us up for failure like that? Like, why y'all gonna do our hair, then send us to places with water? Because Nanny used to do that same thing. That's the time when we had all got a whipping because
Yes,
you just did our hair, then you gonna
Casey.
send us outside to play in the sprinklers.
Yes. Like, how am I gonna get my hair wet? We
Put
all
a
gotta
put a
be back
shower cap on. That's children. Shower cap ain't staying on my head.
Oh, we all got beat that day. I think Casey poured a cup of water on your head, though. I think that's what really
Casey
got
was
us in
always
trouble.
the one. Now she not here to defend herself. We gonna have to get her on here to tell her side of the story. But I just want
Oh,
to say it was always Casey.
oh my goodness. Yes. So yeah, each great time, water and getting your hair done did not mix. And don't ever go in Lake Pontchartrain. Ever, 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 never.
It was.
I
I
thought,
just remember them steps under my feet, and I just remember being like,
oh,
but this is the
that was
thing.
awful.
Now, post COVID, I can't even get into swimming pools.
Really?
I can't make myself do it. Like I just be like cooties.
Oh, I figure that there's enough chlorine in there to kill it all, is what I
I
hope.
don't
And I
know.
just try to, I do like willing suspension of disbelief. You just believe that it's clean and it's fine, and you're all just, because if you think about it too long, yes,
That's what
that is the
happens.
reaction you have, because you're all just taking a bath together. And when does that
Nah,
happen? Now that we've ruined swimming for everybody.
I can't do it. I when I
I
tell
love it.
I have.
Give me a body of water. I'm in it. I love it. I love
And
it. I
so,
love
to
it.
your point, I would much rather at this point get into the ocean than to get into a swimming pool. But
Oh, okay.
in order to get into the ocean, you got to traverse through this
You got to
sand.
go through the
You
sand.
know, so
Yeah.
it's like
It's worth
I
it.
have to, that's where I have to suspend belief. Like I have to be like, you can make it through the sand, okay? You're going to make it to the water. You're going to enjoy this experience. Because, like, I went jet skiing when I was in St. Martin. I love jet skiing. Did I
Mm.
ever tell you about the time I fell off the jet ski
Oh,
during
Jesus.
spring break?
No.
Bruh, I thought I was going to die in the middle of the ocean.
I
Quick
imagine so.
detour. So I went to Key West. This had to be like, this might have been like 2009, 2010. It was a long ass time ago. So it was actually probably like, yeah, it was, I think it was like 2009 because when I got back to school, I did a reenactment for my students. And I was like, y'all want to see how I fell off the jet ski? So, okay. So we're in Key West and I'm with a friend of mine's sister and the friend's daughter. Okay. So we're going on this party boat. So they're like, all right, we're gonna go on a party boat. It's gonna be all these water activities and whatever. This is the thing. I don't know if y'all saw the last episode. I really can't swim for real. But sometimes I get very adventurous, especially if I have a life jacket. I'm just like, y'all do some things. I'm snorkeling, I'm doing
I'm
all the things, right?
safe.
All the things, knowing full damn well that I ain't no fish out here. So the first thing was we get off the boat. So the party boat just parks in the middle of the water, right? And then they have all of the activities just kind of like sparsed about, but in the water, in open water.
Right.
Okay. All right. So to get to the first activity was a banana boat. All right.
Uh-huh.
Now, I am not like Kalanda in that I am slathering on the sunblock. And not because I don't want to be a chocolate goddess. I do want to be a chocolate goddess, but also I be like skin cancer is a thing. So I done slathered myself in sunblock, right? Because we out here in open water, ain't no sun, right? Okay. So now I got to jump off of this boat to get to the banana boat, right? No worries. I got a life jacket on, right? Light work,
Right.
right? All right, cool. So I get I'm
Slip right
swimming.
out of that.
I get over to the banana boat. You feel me? Now I got to get on the banana boat, but there's a problem. Um, we in open water and I don't have no upper body strength. And I'm slippery as a mofo because I got all this damn.
See?
I'm trying to get on the doggone banana boat and I can't get, I'm trying to get my leg up. I'm slipping off. Everybody on the banana boat had to like all together take my life jacket and pull me up
Oh
onto
my
the banana boat, right?
God.
So if you ain't never been on a banana boat, the point of it is to fall off. right? I can't afford to fall off because then I'm just be out here in the water because y'all saw what it took for me to get on here, right? So I am like holding on for my dear life. Okay. All right. Successfully complete the banana boat. Great. Take a little
Oh,
detour, do a little kayaking. It was wonderful. Oh, look, the fish. Oh, it's so cool. All right. So now my friend's daughter's with me. So she's like, ooh, let's go get on the jet ski, right? Okay. So we go over to the jet ski, leave the kayak, right? Okay, get on the jet ski. We out here. Right? I'm driving. We doing this, right? Because I love me a jet ski. Okay. So then she's like, we ready to go back. So I'm like, bet, let's go back. I turned and hit a wave, and baby, we
oh,
went flying. You hear me?
oh my God. Oh
Flying.
my God.
Okay. Now, of course, the jet ski is going to eventually stop because you got the little
Right,
thing on, right? But also,
right.
it's way over there. Okay. Now, I'm way over here
In
and
the
I
ocean.
can't, in the open ocean, and I can't hardly swim like that, right? So the girl, she was white. Just white people be knowing how to swim. So she swim. Like she get back to the jet ski, she over there, she own it. She done pulled herself. She was like 11, right? So she like pulled herself up on the jet. I'm still trying to get to the jet ski, right? So now I
Oh my
finally get
God.
back to the jet ski. I gotta get on the jet ski. But remember, I still had this problem about being so slippery.
And
So now
just
she
had an 11-year-old.
so the 11-year-old had to help me get on the jet ski, right? All right. So I get on the jet ski. Okay. We get
Oh,
the jet ski back to where it has to go, right? So we park the jet ski, but now I still got to swim back to the boat. Bruh,
girl.
I was in that water. Every stroke I took forward, the waves were like, so I was like, oh my God, I'm going, oh my God, I'm going, like the felt for like for hours, right? Now this is the party boat. So everybody else is on the party boat partying, right? They have
Right?
right? I'm in the middle of the ocean, flagging like help, help. So the people are like, "You're doing great. Just keep swimming." Just and meanwhile, I'm like, I done backstroked. It was so crazy. I didn't go jet
Oh
skiing
my
after
God.
that for almost 20 years.
I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't.
It
Oh
was
my
so
word.
traumatic. So now I have to be very cautious when I'm on the jet skis. See, those were back in my wild days, when I was
Oh,
in my 20s and I just thought I was
young and
invincible.
fancy free.
Yeah. So now on the jet ski, I have to be very cautious when I turn. You got to go the
Yeah.
speed limit and stuff.
You look ridiculous. You're looking for the blinkers. Mad at you.
Signaling. I'm gonna turn around now. Okay, whatever the symbol is.
Right?
Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
I never
Oh,
really learned those symbols.
I just know one is straight out and one is this way.
One is up and one is down, but what
You
do
know,
they even mean?
we didn't
I don't
have to
know.
wear pads. They just put us out there in the parking lot and said, "Go for what you know."
So I saw somebody else. This a friend of mine was teaching his son how to drive, and they were just in the neighborhood, and he was like, "Don't hit the house," and I was like, "You got to take him to a parking lot. Like, what is happening?" But then I
Why?
remembered. I told you when my mama had tried to teach me how to drive, and I almost ran into Schwegmans. So I grew up in Gentilly. For anybody who's in New
This
Orleans,
is like this long. This is
and
like a giant building.
first of all, I know you're not judging nobody because you ran us up on that tree in that go-kart.
Now,
So,
debatable.
so,
A go-kart. That's different.
so I'm about 15, right? And maybe, I don't know, 14, 15. But anyway, my mama was teaching me how to drive. So Schwegmans is a grocery store that used to be in existence. So there was like a gigantic parking lot. Like
Mm.
imagine a
Like
Sam's.
IKEA. Yes.
Yeah, like that big. Like it was huge, okay? All right. So I'm in the parking lot and I'm driving, right? And I'm practicing turns and all this kind of stuff. So then she tells me to pull into a parking spot, right? So I pull into the parking spot and the parking spot was next to the building. Okay.
Hmm.
But it had the little bumper thing or whatever,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she tells me to pull in the parking spot. So I pull in the parking spot, but then she was like, you need to straighten up your wheel, right? She was always
Oh,
very meticulous about that,
got it.
having your
Right.
wheel be
Gotta
straight
be.
when you're parking, right? So she's like, you got to straighten up your wheel. So I'm trying, but also I'm right up against the parking thing, right? I just started driving. I don't know how
Oh.
this works. So I take my foot off the brake, girl, and went over the parking thing and almost ran into the Schwegmans, girl. After that, I was like, I don't even want to drive. I don't even want to drive.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it was crazy. And then there was another time, I'm gonna just confess all the things. My dad probably know about this. So one time so my mama, I was using her car. I want to say this was senior year that I was able to like drive to school. And one day I was driving and there was a cone of those big
Barrel
traffic.
thing?
Yeah, the barrel ones. Not like a
Uh-huh.
cone, but like the barrel thing or
Right.
whatever. And
Yeah.
I had knocked the mirror off the car by accident. And
Ah.
then when I got home, I had told my dad about it and he put it back on. But I was like, I don't know what happened. And then I came out and then it
It's
was
just
gone.
dangling.
Because I had parked on the street and then I don't know what had happened. So here go my dad, his old engineering. So he gonna say, so if the cars were coming down the
Mm.
street this way,
Right.
how the mirror got knocked out this way? I don't know.
On
I
the
just
other
know.
side.
I was
I
into
came out.
I was into school and then I come out and then it was gone and I don't know. He was like screwing it back on like, bitch.
Uh-huh. You got to have a better story for your mama now. Get it
You
together.
got to have a better story, sis. Matter of fact, let's just put it back on and just act like it
We
didn't
just
happen.
gonna just we just
You not
gonna
this story is
pass.
not getting it. You
Don't
understand
does
me?
not pass. Does not
Yeah.
pass. No.
So he saved me that day or whatever, because
Girl,
yeah,
no.
I had
My mom just sent me to
miscalculated.
driving school.
What you
She was
say?
like, she sent me to driving school. She's like,
Oh,
you just they gonna show you. Don't you worry. That and then my dad had like a 1988 Fiero. Oh, and the other person who taught me how to drive was my friend Kevin. In his, I don't remember what year it was, but it was a Geo Storm and it was a stick shift. I
you learned
felt
how to drive
fancy.
stick shift?
Yes, I had a stick for. Yeah, my little Veloster was a standard.
I don't think I knew that.
Yes, ma'am. But when he first tried to teach me, I don't know why he was standing behind the car. That doesn't sound very safe at all. But he was standing behind the car, and I think I was trying to go, I was shifting, and for whatever reason, I did it and then hit the gas, and like the exhaust like blew on his leg. So I'm like almost setting him on fire. It was, I don't know, we were like 15, 16, who knows, on the lake trying to like learn how to drive. It was a time. It was a time.
Oh wow.
But he taught me how to stick.
Did you go on the lake for Easter? Do people still do that?
Well, for Easter, I was home for Easter. I had my little, well, this was my Easter basket.
Oh,
I
that's
had a
cute.
little, thank you, I had some candy in there. It was nice. I ate it. But I don't know. I imagine they do. I'm pretty sure they do. I thought about driving out there until I remembered it was Easter, and I was like, oh, it's probably packed. And so I stayed home.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was wondering if people still go out there for Easter when I was here. I was like, I wonder if people still
mm,
be out there on the lake. That used to be the turn up. Now
I'm
I
sure. Oh
remember
yeah.
having
Ooh,
to get me a good Easter outfit. Now this is another story that so I lived in front of Gentilly Woods Mall. And one time me and Kizzy was walking to the mall and this man was like, "Let me buy y'all an Easter outfit." And we was like, "Okay." So we went into whatever store it was, I don't know. And I remember the outfit was like a black skirt and like this white rib shirt and some black sandals. And he bought us
yes,
our Easter
indeed.
outfits and we never heard from him again. We didn't give him our
What
number
is
or
that?
anything. He just bought it.
That's
We were like, "Thanks so much."
Well, it was a time. And we're lucky. We're lucky to be alive. Like, it don't make no sense. the way these men were out here with us as juveniles, like, because my mom worked at charity, so she worked at charity hospital, and I would walk from the bus stop on Canal Street to the hospital after school. I
Oh.
was 13. Yeah, I was 13. So I was like 13 years old. I'm walking down the street, and this guy pulls up next to me, and he's like, "Hey, da da da," da, right? Like trying to talk to me, and I'm like, "Sir, the fact that you're driving means you're at least 3 years older than me." So like, just some quick math here. Yeah, and he was a full-on grown man. And I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's not a good idea. You should not be talking to me." Like, it's illegal. It's illegal.
It was very common.
Girl,
It was very
girl.
common.
The number of like college men that were at our proms and homecomings, like,
I was dating a guy and he had gave me some Oakleys,
uh,
and I remember like I don't remember if I was told to give them back or what, but like I didn't have a concept of like Oakleys are like really, really expensive. And like
expensive,
also
right?
he was in college, you know, so like I didn't like really, I was a kid. But I remember a lot of instances where there were people who were significantly older than me that were like, hey, we should hang out. And we just be
It's
like,
like,
I don't think we're supposed to do
well,
that.
I don't think that's what we got in common. I can't even work. Like, you got
And
coworkers.
I'm
What?
here in my school uniform, right?
Girl.
Like it's
Well, so it was
clear.
bad because I went to McMain, and so we weren't in uniform. We didn't have
Right.
uniform. So then
Right.
they really had no idea. But I usually had my backpack on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I'm like, sir, come on now. But they didn't catch on. That's my Juve. That's they made a whole song
Child.
about it.
And
Whole
so that made me think about like how obsessed our parents were with us getting stolen when
yes.
we were kids.
Mama.
Because so I don't know, y'all have to tell us in the comments if this is something that your parents had you do. But we used to play a game called Mama, my bread is burning. Okay. And was it like hide and seek? I don't remember.
Because
Like,
I think we were supposed to like stay down, like if we were in the car, because it was usually because they left us in the car when they went into the store, and so
okay,
we were supposed to like stay down so
be
nobody knew we were
invisible.
just chilling in the car by ourselves. But if somebody came and tried to take us, we were supposed to yell, "Mama, my bread burning," or "Your bread is burning."
Yeah. And so,
Oh
but I feel
man,
like we had practice runs about it, like
yes, we
on the
did.
steps
Yes,
in front of the house, like to that in on Royal Street.
loyal. Yeah,
Um, And I didn't realize, I don't think I ever realized that it was like a practice in case we get stolen.
it was a
Like,
drill if somebody kidnapped us. Yes.
yeah, I
But I
thought
mean,
of
it
it
was
as a
also the
game.
time of like the after school specials where you just thought you were watching an episode of TV, but it was like how to be a latchkey kid. Like, don't you touch that door. Like stop, drop, and roll. Like all the stuff that we had because we were home alone that we had to
Right.
figure out what we were supposed to do in these very real situations because
Oh
they were
my
happening.
God. That is so crazy. So yeah, I was tell Lewis likes to make fun of me because I'd be like, yeah, I was going home by myself at like kindergarten sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
like just going
I almost
out.
drowned. I almost drowned myself with milk. With milk. This is probably why I don't drink milk. Actually, we found my origin story. Um,
Yeah.
no, my mom had gone. She went somewhere. Like she went to the store, and for whatever reason, she knew she was coming right back, so she didn't take me with her. And she was like, "Just watch TV." And I remember I was like, "This is when I lived. I didn't live on Royal. I lived
Around the corner.
oh yeah, around the
Was
corner
that
from us.
Alvar?
Is that Alvar? Must have been Alvar.
Hmm.
So I was on Alvar. And so we were in that little house. And I'm watching Scooby Doo. So I'm just laying on the floor watching TV, waiting for her to come back. And then I'm like, I had this glass of milk and I try to drink it laying down. When I tell you I waterboarded myself,
With milk of all
With
things.
of all things.
Yo,
Waterboarded myself with milk, laying on the ground, sputtering, covered in like all of this milk, whatever. My mom comes home, but she did come home with McDonald's. I remember I had a Happy Meal after that. But then I was like 5. If we were on Alvar, I was definitely younger than 6.
hmm
So I mean, but it was, you just knew you don't open the door,
that's it.
you don't touch the stove, and just don't break nothing. Like you be
That's
good.
it. And
And
turn
that was it.
on, well, we had Disney at my house, so turn on the Disney
Well,
Channel
we didn't have that.
and
I
call
had
it a
this
day.
little thing. Okay, tell me if anybody knows what this is. Um, so it was like it had a little record player on top, but it was like a, might have been a 45. So the big circle had a record player on top, and it had a screen on the bottom. And then you had like little microfiche film things that you would stick in it, and it matched up with the song. And it'd be like, see, it's a cookie, that's good enough for me. Hey. And it would have all the little things that went by. But it was like this full on thing. But I've never seen that since.
But it wasn't, the records were plastic, right? Or
Yeah,
the
it was like a
things.
regular,
No, I
it was a
mean,
regular record, and then it was like a separate like microfiche film insert thing.
I
I
don't
don't even
know.
know what to call
I always remember you having a record player. And I remember, what was the song we were listening, As We Lay, we were listening to
Oh,
on your,
girl, I had
or
I
Superwoman?
had Ashley Layers, I had Superwoman, I had Patti LaBelle because it was the B side of something else. Oh, and then the boys, yeah.
The
Oh, girl,
Boys. That was the one we used to wear out right there.
we're out.
Yeah. What was the
Yeah,
Boys? Dial My Heart?
down the heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
I
Yep.
remember
Had it.
that.
I
Yeah.
definitely enjoyed my record player. And then I think it was in Janet Jackson because I was Janet Jackson, especially when I had my braids.
You went to Rhythm Nation. Do you
I
remember what that
did.
was like?
It was wonderful. And you know what? My mama made me think that I actually met Janet Jackson. We were leaving. We were leaving the Superdome. And I guess it was like a Janet Jackson impersonator or just a really pretty lady that looked like Janet Jackson. I don't know. Um, that was walking, and my mama was good for this because she also made me think that that Santa Claus was at our house. But so this lady stops and she's talking to us, and I'm like, oh my God, Janet Jackson, blah 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 blah. And we took pictures. Oh, so my mom remembers it. We took pictures with the lady. She signed like some paper or something that I had,
Uh-huh. To
as
get an
if it was Janet
autograph?
Jackson to get her autograph. And I
Girl,
mean, I remember I was in this all black
I
outfit and I
remember.
had my braids with my
Yep.
little ponytail to the side and
Uh-huh.
I did my
A key,
earring with the
right?
keys. Yep,
Uh-huh.
I sure did. But I had like multiple keys. I was extra. Um, but yeah, I thought I met Janet Jackson, but it was definitely
It
not
wasn't
Janet
Janet.
Jackson.
When did
And
you
then
realize
for
it
Chris,
wasn't Janet Jackson?
I don't know. I don't, but I became aware at some point. Was like that
Like, did
was.
you go to school? It was like,
Well,
last night.
see, that's how I did the Santa Claus thing because we lived in the East. I was 7. I was 7, and she wakes me up. She's like, "Kalana, Kalana, Santa came, Santa came." Spoiler alert, y'all. If there anybody who doesn't know, but she's like, "Santa came, Santa came." So I go downstairs. She had left the door open. So like the front door was open, and then there was a Santa hat on the floor. And she's like, I heard something downstairs, and he was leaving. He forgot his hat. He left his hat. So I go to school, 7-year-old me in second grade at Schaumburg. Santa Claus left his hat at my house. And they're like, girl, no, he did not. And I think that's what I found out Santa was not real because they were like, he did not leave his hat at your house. Your mama did that. And then the next year I found my presents. But I still get presents to this day to Kalanda from Santa, so I
Oh
appreciate
my gosh, that's funny. I'm trying to remember because I didn't accept that or no, because I feel like you were trying to tell me that Santa
it.
Claus wasn't real. And I was like, you tripping because remember I used to sleep in the hallway, right? So the way that our house was is like the bedrooms were kind of separate. So there was a hallway and then
Yeah.
the bedrooms were there. So I would sleep in the hallway because clearly I'm gonna wake up if they try to leave out this room and pretend like they Santa Claus, right? And every
Hmm.
year Santa Claus came
Magic.
until my mama messed up. I was 10 years old and she worked at the cable company, right? So there was a watch, a Disney Mickey Mouse watch, okay, that was in my stocking and it said from Santa, right? So I opened it, I'm excited, I got this watch and my mama was like, yeah, we won that and such, and I was like, we
The Santa.
we you it said it was Santa. This new Kalanda been trying to tell me all this time. I was devastated. I was
Oh,
devastated.
oh my God.
But I
I
lasted
stayed
until
touching your
10.
spirit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's good.
I know that's a
I
long
remember you
time.
getting mad at me. Yeah, you did good. You did good. I remember you getting mad at me because I told you about the Cabbage Patch doll.
What you say about my Cabbage Patch dolls? I might have
Not
put this
you getting
memory.
mad about it again.
I might have put this
She's like,
memory
I
out of my
blocked it.
head because it was so
She's
traumatic.
like,
What you say about my Cabbage Patch dolls?
because it was something about, because remember they always had the Xavier Roberts on the bus,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so there must have been one doll that you had that did not say
It
that,
wasn't
and that you
real.
were,
That was
and
Peggy.
it
She was
wasn't
the
real.
first one.
Oh.
I
Well, yeah,
remember.
I told you she wasn't real. You were not happy. I think the man might have been mad about that.
Yeah, I recall.
I didn't know. I thought it was just
Yo,
killing dreams.
your old stick in the facts ass. Like, why you can't just
I just,
let these
I'm like, that's
childish
not a cabbage
fancies?
patch doll. Cabbage patches have a signature on the butt. That don't have a signature on the butt. Sorry, you got me back by eating the feet off my Barbies. So
Why I used to chew the Barbie feet? I don't know. I used to chew up all the Barbie's feet. I don't know.
I would get my little Barbie doll back. There, in case y'all didn't know, there's like a little stick that's in there.
A little plastic.
Little plastic little stick part that you don't see because you usually keep your feet on your Barbies. Well, I would see mine sticking out the side. Like she broke her ankle. There was a little ankle bone sticking out because Kim likes to chew on the feet.
I did. I used to chew the Barbie feet. I don't know why.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I remember that. Peggy was my first
god.
non-Cabbage Patch doll who looked like a Cabbage Patch. She had red hair. I remember her, and she was also she was a little skinnier than the other Cabbage Patch
Oh,
dolls. I remember her. Yep. But then after that, I started getting real Cabbage Patch dolls, and I was
yes.
like, they got
You're
Xavier
welcome.
Roberts on their booty.
You're
Nah,
welcome. Right,
nah.
you're welcome.
Because I had the one where the hair used to grow.
I had that one. I loved her. That one. Her hair was red. I don't remember her name, but I loved her. Where you could like make her hair long and short and braid it. Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah, but I never had
Always
a
wanted a
black
Chucky doll, but my mom wouldn't let me get a Chucky doll.
Chucky. Did you you
Well,
had a Teddy Ruxpin?
I did not have a Teddy Ruxpin. I
Oh.
had a speakerphone that was a teddy bear, and it looked like a Teddy Ruxpin thing, but it was actually just a phone. Because I wanted a Teddy Ruxpin, but I loved my little speakerphone because his little mouth would move when people would talk. It was cute. But yes, I do
Oh.
remember what you're talking about.
I thought that was Teddy Ruxpin. Did you have a My Buddy
Oh
doll?
no,
Somebody had a My Buddy. I wonder if it was Keenan because Keenan had he had
he's
Cabbage
the boy
Patch, I
Cabbage Patch.
remember. He
Yeah,
did, and
yeah.
it was black. And I remember being like, I don't have any black dolls. I thought it was so interesting. But he had a boy Cabbage Patch, but somebody had a My Buddy doll.
Oh, mm-mm.
Why did you want
My
a
mom was
Chucky?
Because I like horror stuff, and so I like that movie. I like Child's Play,
Your mama
and then
said,
but I think
hell
that's why
no.
I didn't get a My Buddy because he looked like Chucky too. So she was like, not happening. Because I'm pretty sure I had a My Buddy on my Christmas list, and that did not happen.
That might have been it. Did you pick your Christmas toys out the service merchandise catalog?
I remember going through the service merchandise catalog, but I don't know if it was specifically for Christmas. It probably was, and I didn't realize it. But now that you say that, yes.
I used to be circling
So
the
it
hell
was
out them
either service
toys.
merchandise and J.C. Penney, like
JC
those two.
Penney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I used to be
Mm.
going to town in that service merchandise catalog, baby. I used to be like, and this, and this, and this, and this. Oh yeah, baby. That service merchandise catalog was off the chain.
I remember we had, it must have been my junior or senior year, excuse me, in high school, and one of my teachers, it was a math teacher. I don't remember which math though, but it was one of our math teachers, and our end of the year project was to furnish our college apartment. And
Mm.
so we were supposed to like look and see how much the furniture was and like put it all together and like draw it to scale to make sure the pieces fit and all this stuff, right? Well, my mama used to use Fingerhut. So we had a bunch of Fingerhut magazines. So I would, put those inside it. And I'm thinking I've got this perfect. I mean, I got my tax, I got my stuff, I got my outline, everything, right? Turn it in. She gives me a B. And I'm like, what? Because Fingerhut had like shipping per item and I didn't factor that into my budget. So my budget dollars were off because of the shipping. And I was like, oh, but it was a message that I learned. And so now when I shop online, I definitely look at shipping
I was about to say
because it
that
makes a
shipping.
difference.
Baby, that
But that's
shipping,
what she taught us. She taught
it'll
us
make me
scale,
tap out.
she taught us tax, and then she taught us shipping and handling because that was a real thing. I was so
It will
mad.
make me tap out. I will leave that whole cart
Whole part.
over that
Mhm.
shipping and handling. I will.
Yes.
Yeah, it is serious. That's even on this the Amazon cart that I just keep adding stuff to because of the Amazon Home Finds TikToks.
Oh my
It's gotta
god.
qualify for free shipping. I'm not paying. I'm not
Right.
paying
Right.
shipping. I'm not doing it.
But I also can't just buy stuff to get free shipping. Like
No,
that math has to make sense too.
for
Like if
sure.
it's like, oh, only $14 more to get free shipping, then I have to be like, is it really worth the $14 for the free shipping? Because nothing's gonna be $14. It's gonna be $20 or $25. So
Ain't
you
that
got to
crazy
do
how
your
$14 equal $25 and $50 equal 100? Like, I don't like this adult
immediately,
math. It's trash. This
girl.
adult
I used to say
math.
20s were adult dollars, like $20 bills are adult dollar bills now.
Mm.
But that still feel like I think inflation has taken that up because it feels like you leave the house it's $50 now or 40, really $40 every time you leave the house, no matter what. Expensive.
Facts. That's why I be at my house. That's exactly why I be here because outside is expensive.
It is very.
And we need to do something about that. So we have been all around the world, over, under, around,
All the
and
way,
through.
everywhere.
Um, but
Thank
I
y'all
do
for
want to
sticking it.
know this last before we leave, what you say? I'm go pick it up at that point. Let me she
I'm gonna
said
go
she
pick it
gonna go
up.
pick it up. Yeah, because shipping, I can't.
And now see
I
that I
can't.
will not do. I will not go into the store. I cannot. I had to go to Target this weekend, and it was everything in my soul to like talk to my. I will literally drive to a place, park, sit in the car, and then be like, I don't
Decide
really
if you
need it.
want.
I don't. And
Really?
I go back home. I will do that at the grocery store. There's a, I will park
So
at Rouse's.
what determines what is the final straw for you to be like, I'm going home?
And if it just feels like there's too many people, if it
Mm.
just feels like there's just a lot going on, I don't want to have to stand in this line. I'm gonna have to get out the car, then get back in the car, then get all the groceries in the house. Like, mm. But we already talked about my brain and what it does. Like this made me laugh at myself the other day. I was driving to the bar, right? Because I was gonna
Uh-huh.
go to the cigar bar. And so I knew I had a little ways to go. And I was like, oh, I haven't talked to my mom lately. Let me call my mom. And so I was like, I'll talk to her while I'm driving. Well, then I forget what song was on. Some song came on, and I was on Pandora, and I was like, oh, but I really like this song, and I'm like, so then I went into like a deep dive of how do I get all this done? Because if I call my mom, we're gonna be on the phone until I get to the bar. Then I'm not gonna have a chance to hear the
Here's your
song
song.
because even though it's on Pandora, when I get back in the car, it's gonna play something else. So
Correct.
then finally I was like, okay, we're gonna just listen to this song first, get our whole concert on, then we're gonna call our mom and go to the bar. But like I realized at the end of it that that thought process was happening and was like, girl, why? Why are you doing all of that? Like it's not like somebody was gonna go, you thought to call your mom and you didn't do it right away. Shame on you. You know, like you
But
I
it's
can't remember what song
important
it
to
was.
have it in
But
the
it was,
right order.
like it counts. It
Yes.
very much counts. And but then when I called her, she didn't answer, so it didn't matter.
Oh. So then I got to have a double concert.
Then I just kept on with my Pandora concert until I got to the bar.
So side note, before we go, have you listened to Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album?
Of course. I mean, well, I haven't listened to all of it. I've listened to like I feel like now I've probably listened to all of it. But the first time I listened to it, I was watching somebody else react to it. And so we were all grooving, and then Beyonce shut it off. So then that was the end of that. It was funny. But yes, I've thoroughly enjoyed. I've yeah, I'm a Patsy Cline lover. Like I don't mind country music, but hearing her do music is just it's so smart. It's so intentional. And it's just hilarious that people are like, she can't be a country artist. And I'm like, she's from Houston, Texas. Like,
But what even is country? Like, what even makes
right.
something country?
Well, people usually ascribe it to like that, like Americana, Southern, cowboys, farms, rural areas. But you can have all of that anywhere, you know?
Hmm.
I don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting to see what her third act
Yes.
is going to be. If it's
Yes.
going to be like a rock album, because I think she's intentionally picking things that aren't black supposed to
Uh-huh.
be, but all
Uh-huh.
are clearly rooted in black music. Um, um, but I think rock would be amazing because when
Uh-huh.
you think of like Tina Turner is rock. You know what I mean? Like you can see all of these other artists that are black and have had huge contributions to rock music, and then see what she does to that. Because I mean, was it Jay Z that they didn't want at
I
one of
don't
the
know.
rock festivals?
But he's definitely done some collabs because he's been with
Yeah.
Linkin Park and like he's definitely like tiptoed. Not I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
say tiptoed. He has been
He's been in it.
over
Yeah.
there in the rock. I've heard a lot of people say rock and also I can't think of the songs right now, but there are a few of her songs that have rock influence that I
Mm-hmm.
can see being it. What's your favorite song on Cowboy Carter?
Oh, I like Protector a lot. So it's Protector, Two Most Wanted, and Yaya.
Mm-hmm. And was
Two Most
oh yeah, yeah.
Wanted. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yaya's good. Yaya's a
Mm-hmm.
good one.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it
you know,
feels like.
it's like you wanna be a Gap commercial and like get your
Yes.
thing on. But then I also love that Two Most Wanted because it's something about them singing almost sounds really Fleetwood Macy, like Stevie Nicks like. It feels like light rock,
Mm-hmm.
like what you would hear on the oldie station
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
it feels punk. And then it also feels a little gay, which is fun because I kind of like that too. Because it's like, is this friends? Is this two girlfriends? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is this? And it feels like it leaves that little area of ambiguity in it. So
Mm-hmm.
I like those three. Um, and then 16 carriages is pretty, you know. And
Yeah.
there's, I mean, I like a lot of them for a lot of different reasons, but those three would probably be my favorite.
Yeah. I think
What do you feel like?
oh, excuse me, Protector is definitely one of my
Mm-hmm.
favorites. To Most Wanted, Levi jeans. I do like with Post Malone. I like
I didn't
that.
realize he sang.
I didn't either. But then I was
I thought
like,
he was
okay.
solid. Right, I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice. And spaghetti. I like
Oh, spaghetti.
spaghetti because it starts off with talking about this concept of genres and
Right.
like what even is that? So as I listen
What
to
is that?
people talk about her and how she can't be country and all this kind of stuff, that's why I asked that question, like what even is
Yeah.
country? Because what is this genre? Like it's
Yeah.
in theory, as it says in her song, in theory, it should be an easy concept to be able to figure out.
Correct.
However,
But
here we are. Hands to
oh, Hands
Heaven.
to
I do like
Heaven.
that one too.
Oh,
Two
and
hands to
Tyrant.
heaven.
Tyrant just makes me want to like go off. Like that's a because it's a sleeper. Like it starts out nice and normal, and then you're off
Turn
into the
up.
stratosphere. Yes.
So what you think about
Yeah.
Jolene?
Oh, I love Jolene. I love Jolene. I love a feisty Beyonce. I love her when she shit talks, when she raps. I think it's amazing. Yes, the beat drop and Tyrant is everything. Um, the I just like the way she told the story, you know, because like
Mm-hmm.
Dolly Parton's Jolene was like, "Girl, you the shit. You know, you're beautiful. You can have any man you want. Just please don't take mine." And Beyonce's like, "Bitch, I wish you would. Like, you can come over here if you want to."
Let me tell you something. Let's get this thing straight. Number one and number two.
You must not know about me.
I
I
loved it. I
liked it.
loved
I
it.
liked it for her. I was like, you know what? This is
Yes.
great. I'm not mad at it. But that was like the other group, um, something Heart. The girls that were on America's Got Talent that redid Jolene, they did a version of Jolene that was kind of like that too, where they
Okay.
flipped it. And it was really good. It's these three black girls, and they won. I mean, I don't know if they won America.
I can see who you're
They
talking
were
about. I
all,
just can't remember
yeah,
their name.
yes. But then that's it. Something Heart, I think. But they did really well. But back really quick before we get off. Hey, look at you, yes, ma'am. What do you know about that? um, about like the genres, but people just feel so comfortable about putting titles on things,
Mm-hmm.
and and just the only way that they can understand the
Mm-hmm.
concept is for it to be in a box. Because
Mm-hmm.
one night at the bar, the guys were watching the basketball game, and they were like, "Oh," talking about one of the chicks, and it was the UConn, I think. Anyway, and he was like, "You can't tell me her name not James." I'm like, "How you want her to be like pretty playing basketball? Like she's playing sports, running up and down the field, up and down the court, a million miles an hour, like making impossible baskets, and you want her to be cute too? Like how?" And he was like, well, "You can't tell me da da da." He's like, "Now see, this other girl, I forget who he said, like she looks good when she's in lady clothes," and I'm like, "Lady clothes?" And so that's
Girl.
another one that made me think about the genres, because why aren't clothes just clothes?
Bruh, I
Like
be asking this all
shirt,
the time.
pants, shorts. You know, if a guy wants to wear a top that's crocheted with some flowers on it, like, okay, cool. You know,
What
if I
difference
want
does
to
it make?
wear a slim fit button down shirt that came like out of the men's section, like why can't that be in the ladies section? Why can't it just be shirts? Hey, here are all the shirts that we have. Here are all the pants. Here are all the skirts. If you can find your size and it look good on you,
Put it
rock
on.
out.
I agree.
Make it make
And
sense.
I've been
Make it
asking
make sense.
myself about that because I feel like as women, we in some ways have been able to just wear clothes, right?
Right.
But when it comes to men just wearing clothes, it becomes this thing of you can't wear that. Or the
Hmm.
big thing right now is fingernail
The nails.
polish.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Anytime that a man wants to express himself, like people police that so heavily by what's considered masculine. But
yes.
I don't think they understand how rude that is to women. Like, why are you saying that it's a bad thing to have the same taste as a woman? Like, what are you trying to say about my taste? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if he wants to coordinate in his self expression, says that today that includes blue fingernail polish, all right, knock yourself out. Like, who is it hurting? Who? Why do you care? Or hoochie
Baby,
daddy.
Iana
Hey,
said she here for
Keisha.
the listen, I'll be here for the hoochie daddy shorts. I'm not gonna
Guys
eat
out,
much
fires
lie.
out.
I'm not gonna eat much lie to you. I'll be here for the hoochie daddy shorts. Let me see your
Guys
thigh
out,
meat,
guys
sir.
out.
Let me see it. Let me see the thigh meat. I'll be here for the
Men
hoochie
can
daddy
be
shorts.
objectified too. Like, I feel like it should be even.
Thanks. Thanks. So yeah, it's
Oh,
there's been a lot of conversation lately against those types of expression, and for me
yeah.
it really feels like the policing of creativity, and us
Correct.
saying that creativity can only exist a certain way with certain people, like, and all
Certainly.
of that. And it baffles me. It baffles me, one, because I was programmed to believe that, and now that I don't
Mm-hmm.
anymore, it is very interesting of like, why was this ever an issue? Like, what,
Why was this a
why?
thing?
Why does it
Like,
matter?
why do you care?
How is it
Exactly. Why do
bothering
you care?
me? It's
Who
not
cares what toy they play with, what color they pick? Like, and by making it a big deal, you're probably only pushing them towards something that maybe isn't what they wanted just because you made it seem like this unobtainable thing, you know?
correct.
But yeah, it's a when you I don't know. It's hard to think of like how people rationalize it
Mm-hmm.
because if that's that person's expression, it's personal to them. You know, it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing for me with pronouns and identity. You know, if I'm telling you my name's Kalanda, but I want you to call me Monique, like
Mm-hmm.
respect
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that. Like, why is there even an opinion on whatever that is? Like, my self identity is my self identity,
Right.
and
Right.
I'm telling you how I prefer to be interacted with. And if you can't get along with that, go talk to somebody else.
Period.
Like, you know what I mean? And there's things like
Yes.
if people are trying to understand and they make a mistake and you accidentally call me Kalanda, like that's different than I refuse because I knew
Mm-hmm.
you as Kalanda and that's all I'm
Mm-hmm.
ever calling you. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have that power over me though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a matter, it is definitely a matter of respect.
Well, you be
And
careful in that story, Yana.
she said she gotta go make these groceries, baby.
Gotta go make these groceries.
Um, no,
Instacart
I
will
def
deliver them to your house.
honey, listen, I ain't been to a grocery store and I don't know how long. They come right to my door and I
COVID.
be happy
Thank you.
about it. But yeah, we should definitely explore this
Yes.
concept because there's been a lot of things that have been happening
Mm-hmm.
lately with this and these discussions. And I think that it would be very interesting to talk
It
about. So
is.
let's
Mm-hmm.
put that on the
Absolutely.
agenda for next show,
We'll
okay?
see
And
y'all Sunday after next, and we'll talk about that.
Sunday after next. So y'all, we here every other week. And we be talking about things, just wherever the conversation leads, as you can see. So definitely if you found any of this to be interesting, exciting, please do respond to some of these questions that we had because we done been through a lot in this here
Got
episode.
a lot.
And we need to know y'all's inputs about these different things. Okay. So please do make sure that you continue commenting that you share this, that you invite somebody else. This is your
Yeah,
Saturday, no, Sunday, today's Sunday, Sunday morning, Sunday, early afternoon, comedic relief, and you just might get a few life lessons as you're here with
there you
us.
go.
So, again, we are here every other Sunday at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. Kalanda, where can the people find you if they're looking?
In the house. I'll be right here in the house. So if y'all got a friend that y'all think I might like that might show up at my house, that'd be great. Because that's the only place I'm gonna find them. I don't even open it up for Instacart. Like, like leave it on the porch.
Leave it on the porch. Golly. No, I love where you are like, and I'm at the house. So please make sure that you are connected with me on Minding My Black Ass Business on all platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram. I'm gonna go back over there on the TikTok so you can connect with me over there.
I'm gonna send
YouTube.
you some stuff.
Okay, that'll get me over there. Also on Patreon, we have the ability to have some different conversations over there, so we'll be getting that up and going. But like the video, comment, subscribe, share, all the things, push the notification bell, all the things that the YouTubers be saying and stuff. Do those
You
things.
do that. Do that.
Yes. And we will see you all back here in 2 weeks. All right, y'all. Bye. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.